Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Online dating.
Good dating. Oh yeah. Well, that wasn't even intentional.
Are we good to start here? Rock and roll. This guy brings his own bottle of tequila.
Oh
It's,
my God.
It's Friday today.
Oh, hold up a second. Is this not good enough for you?
No, he said he's walking home from here. So.
You suckers have to drive.
I think it might be more than a one-day shot for Brett here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to drink our communal tequilas.
Oh,
So you're going to drink through the whole episode.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's going to be a party. Cheers.
Oh my God,
Cheers.
look at me.
Cheers. Yeah. Cheers.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We don't do this usually.
Usually it's Tuesday at 11.
Felt that.
Candace is a pretty sounding name.
Happy
Candace
Friday.
is really one in a billion.
Oh, I love you so much, Candace.
Who's Candace? So Kristina, I'm sorry about that.
Mental characteristics somebody with the name of Kristina experiences.
Kristina. Kristina.
You're Brett, right? Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I want your kids to record one, not on camera, where they just say the whole thing themselves.
I love it.
They could probably do it off by heart.
That would be awesome.
They do it.
Tap that one in. We'll be like, yeah.
Here we go again.
Here we go.
A different vibe today, guys, because it's a Friday.
Friday.
We usually pre-record on a
Later
different day.
in the day. So watch out.
Hi. So I'm here again with my lovely friend Kristina to my right.
Hello.
And Brett.
Hi.
Our fantastic tech man. We had difficulties this week earlier in the week. And of course, this is par of the course.
And
Par
that's
for the course?
par for the course.
What did I say, guys?
Yeah.
Par of the
course. I understood her speak, so I think that's great. Right? That's all good. And
that was bad though.
Yeah.
It was bad. Thank you guys.
Have you tried the Special K pinch?
Wow, they're pinching.
I forget the year, actually. I looked up the year. I think it's
this is the
89.
89.
If you can pinch more than
Pinch
half,
an inch.
try the high-protein Special K breakfast. It's delicious and just 250 calories the lot.
This one digs in.
Yeah. I feel like every time it's like
protein Special K. Details on every Weight Watchers.
I think I have found my new weight loss program, guys.
Special K.
Just pinch?
The pinch
Well, I
and
have
inch program.
way more than a pinch. Let's be serious.
Oh
I
man!
like it,
Well,
guys.
it was nice to see that they're pretty consistent with the overall message. Yes.
Well, I like that, Kristina, you gave us the Special K.
Special K, yeah, wholesome.
Well,
Always working on yourself to get better. That's what the theme I see here.
Well, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Are you going for another?
I'm going
He's
the
going
entire
for a
episode.
cup, guys.
The entire episode, because I get to walk across the street.
Brett is walking home today.
And you suckers have to drive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I can't say that this is going to be perfect because Brett has already.
I tend to make mistakes anyway.
He's the second cup now. Okay.
Brett
So
doesn't
This
make
is the first.
the first. First shot. He has to clarify.
Shot and then
now
I'll
he's
just
on
sip.
to his sip cup.
I'll just sip.
So who has any circle backs before we jump into today's episode?
Oh, you're jumping right into it,
Yeah, I
right?
am.
Okay.
Well, I have one of these.
Why would you do that? Oh man, I can't wait. This is the best.
Oh dear.
Oh my god. Would you ever do something crazy like that?
This is a combo one. This is not just Kristina's why would you do that? This is not real.
I actually why would you do that?
That's not real.
No, I have one of those for you too.
No. This is not real.
What is she doing?
That's not going to happen.
I can't. This is no. No.
Don't.
This is not good. This is not good.
Don't.
This is not good.
She's gonna dip it. She's got a bunch.
Oh, she has a whole.
How do we know this? Okay, stop.
How do they not bite her?
They're not real. This is not real. This is not real.
I hate to tell you, Candace, but this one's real. This one is very real.
This woman
is her thing? Like, what is it? High protein?
It's a delicacy, yeah. Exactly.
No, thank you.
Okay, stop. No, don't watch that part.
Gross.
This is not real.
That's real.
But it is.
Sorry.
So that's terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry about that one, but that one's real.
I like mine. I feel like it was light and breezy, like
I
Spider-Man
didn't think that
jumping.
yours was real, though.
Oh.
I skipped lunch today, so that one didn't look too gross to me.
Yeah, I just
I'm
can't handle
upset.
the size of them. The spiders that she's eating, and that she's like, this is delicious.
I'm
Probably is
concerned,
delicious.
right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm concerned that I don't care the size of something that I'm eating. I more care the fact that it's moving.
It was alive.
It's alive and
The entire
moving.
plate was moving.
And very funny,
It's
Kristina. I
so
know what
great.
your
It's
mind
like,
went
well,
to.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Said that. I know where your mind went, and everyone
man.
else's.
No, I just, it's the fact that it's moving. Yeah, we'll just, yeah.
It's alive.
Yeah, I, Brett, thank you for that find. I feel like I learned something new today.
Hey, you're welcome.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so let's jump into today's topic because I know the two of you must be super excited to share
What
your
about you?
experience.
Have you
Yeah, I actually think Candace is more excited for both of us, oddly.
So too.
I am, obviously.
Okay.
I'm always
Okay.
a cheerleader. Today's episode is online dating. I'm going to take you on a date. Okay.
I like it. That's like some old school tracks there. Yeah.
No, that's new.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Wow, where
That
is
sounds
that
like old.
from?
It's newish.
New-ish.
It's newish.
Oh, I'm going to take it.
Is that a band from
It's
Bradford,
Tonestith.
Ontario?
No, actually, I couldn't find CanCon for this one. I wanted to,
Yeah.
and
We missed the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's gone.
No, but that was a perfect one to use. Just
I can
Okay.
take you on a date.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right, guys.
gonna take you on a date.
I'ma take you on a date.
Hey, baby.
So, have you ever online dated?
One time. One time it was not what everyone else told me it would be. So I don't know that I should go first with this one, but I know the two of you had success stories.
Yes, but third one's a charm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It wasn't the
others.
first. There was some interesting characters in the mix.
Okay.
Before we got there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I see. I don't have any of those stories.
Oh, come on.
No, I
How
really
is it
don't.
that I only.
I had a couple.
I don't.
I had a couple
Oh my.
people that I spoke with, and it just was clear that it didn't really work, and there was nothing weird happened. I didn't get any odd story from it. It
This
just was
girl
like,
had like a vampire show up to her date.
No, yeah, I did.
yeah.
I had a guy that I was like, oh my God, we're talking. He's really nice. No problem. We meet for dinner, right? So with online dating, it's kind of backwards. At least back in the day when we were doing it, you get to kind of know the person a little bit before you actually see them. Whereas in a bar, you see them first and it's all physical. So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. He shows up and then we're sitting at the table and he smiles and he has fangs. Like actually, like not even like, hey, I was born with some fangs. It was
Right.
like he's
put
actually
them in.
filed them in.
Right. He's
Wow.
conscientious enough to be inserting his
Yeah.
own fangs.
That wasn't in the profile.
Okay.
Okay. So that was
How do you
like,
put that? Is there a spot for that? Like, do you have fangs?
I'm a vampire slayer. I don't know. Like something like I'm into,
Were you on a very
biting your
specific
neck,
niche
like, yeah.
website?
No, it was Plenty of Fish back
Okay.
in the day.
All right.
But that one was memorable for me because I think the other part of online dating is that you can have great experiences, which we'll talk about, but you also can have ones that are like, whoa. And then it's like, how do you get out of those situations?
Well, Plenty of Fish was allowing sharks.
Yeah. Well, no, vampires.
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 I see where you were trying to go.
Did you?
I saw.
It was a mom joke.
I was picking up what you were putting down.
Yeah.
She was like, no.
I get it. No, I understand. I was a little slow on the uptake there, but yes, it was a shark hidden as a vampire.
So that was one of your experiences. Okay, but you saw photos of this person.
Totally nice. Smile.
Seem normal.
Look, if you smile, you're not showing the
No,
bottom
you
of your
could cover
face.
that.
Look,
You could disguise that. Yeah.
right?
Now, when I was young, I had palatally impacted canines. So I had to have braces.
there.
I had to have braces to get them to come down correctly.
Oh, you had the
right?
chains. Is
No,
that
they
what
were like
did?
regular braces, but they went up into the impacted canines, and then it just kind of slowly brought them down over however long, probably a year or 2 years, I forget what it was. But after that 2 years, I had legitimate fangs because over time you wear your own teeth down, right? You grind them down. So these were fresh from
That's
in my
nice.
palate. So when they came down, they were legitimate fangs, and the orthodontist filed them right away. I have a little bit of regret that I didn't leave them as fangs.
Well, it really makes an impact. Let me tell you. If
I
you
know.
go out on date
Smile, Brett.
and you
have
smile,
nice teeth.
yeah, they
Smile away from your
Oh
mic. I
yeah,
wanna
they
see.
they straightened
They're
out.
nice,
They were
right?
good. That was not what I saw on that date. They were pointy and sharp.
I feel like I had.
No, the guys.
Okay.
Realistically, it was a vampire.
Oh, okay.
Now they have you can actually get them that they'll retract and then they'll come down as well.
Oh my gosh! So
Yeah.
like when you're upset, they
I have to find you one of those.
Wow.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Wow, that's interesting. I remember when I was online dating, it was probably 20 years ago.
So the guy that has the retracting teeth on an online date gets on his phone and just starts touching the button.
They didn't have retractable teeth back then.
God,
That's a new thing on Bumble.
All right. Well,
New
well,
feature.
Brett was pretty sure that he weeded through the bananas. So I say like the crazy people. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Not to say they're
Banana.
crazy, but just the people that weren't a match.
a
For
mismatch
you.
or something. Yeah,
That's nice, sir.
I met my girlfriend.
I'm not usually that nice, according to you two.
Okay, go, Brett. Go.
I met my girlfriend on online, and then within a little bit of texting, we soon realized that she works in the building that I live in. So we had probably passed each other in real life and kind of discussed maybe we would have stumbled across each other in real life. Now, knowing me, probably not. I'm pretty laser focused when I'm walking in and out of my building. But
Yes.
but yeah, so she had been in the building for a year, maybe 2 years, and we just stumbled across each other online, and that was it. So I think for me, the online dating it puts up the flag to say like, hey, I am available and looking for dating, whereas the old school way, the analog way in the bar was like, you got to go Candace's route, which is scoping for wedding rings. Yeah. You got to look for wedding rings.
Are you available or not? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I worked in nightclubs in that era where online dating became a thing. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because one of the classic end of night known things when you're a bartender in a nightclub is like the single guys, or maybe potentially not single, would wait around and they would just be on
Those
the
are the
prowl
sharks. The sharks.
for the girls that were there late, because usually, they were.
It's closing time.
Yeah.
Last call for alcohol.
So,
yeah.
I didn't venture into online dating all but one time, and my online dating experience was that the photos did not match the individual whatsoever. I almost think that potentially he had uploaded photos that were 10 years old.
You got catfish.
Yeah, I
think that's common.
I showed
It's a
up
very common
to a restaurant that he had said, "Oh, let's meet just for a drink, kind of casual." And me being who I am, I was all nervous. Like, am I going to be kidnapped? Am I going to be? So I messaged my best friend and said, like, if I don't call you tonight, then send people.
Call the
for me."
president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So I went and I ordered a gin and tonic. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to. I wanted to leave that moment, but I didn't want to.
This is the outro. How do you get out? Yes.
Yeah, I did. I felt kind of like I was being shallow, but he didn't look the way the photo looked. And I was like, dude, you're like a lot older than I thought. And he lied about the age thing. And so
I think it's fair game to leave.
I know.
Without saying anything.
Well,
just getting
I
up.
think that's a little hardcore. I've had to sit down and do pleasantries. And then,
Wow.
then you're
I think you
out.
should just put your foot down and say nope.
I would do
and
that
walk
now.
away.
Now I'd be like, no, you lied.
Yeah, that's
you're
safe.
out.
I could say I would do that now.
When I was younger, no.
happened like a few years back. So I was a little like, okay, don't be totally rude, because maybe the photos are recent and they were just like photoshopped and he thinks that's how he looks.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. So I finished my drink and then he was like, do you want to order food? And I just said, no, I'm sorry, I have to go. I don't think this will really work out beyond here. Good luck. And then I quickly went home and
That's nice.
deleted my account. I also use a fake name.
Wow.
You're prone to do that.
Yeah.
That's a Candace thing for sure.
Sorry.
Who are you? Are you really Candace?
Anyway? No,
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't.
Candace with a K and a Z.
Well, the other one is I met my husband on Plenty of Fish. So he was the third one as a charm. And the funny thing about that particular story was we were chatting back and forth, and, you know, I'm dating other people, and I was just like, really, I was just done with dating. But, you know, this guy was so nice, and we're chatting, and he's like, he wouldn't tell me where he worked. He's like, I work for a beverage company. Like, I work for a beverage company. Oh, well, I can't really tell you where I work because of, and I'm like, why are you being so weird about it?
Secret beverages.
Right. And the reason why it came out after the fact was because he worked for Pepsi and I worked for Coca-Cola. And then it was like a big deal. And I can tell you real stories. It was a big running joke at our wedding, but you know, people in our office would be like, kill the blue, kill the blue. Like it was like you bled Coke, you bled red, right? And then Pepsi was you bled blue. And I had people that would tell me if others brought Pepsi into their homes, they would throw them out. So I'm like, well, how do I share this story?
These are rich people?
These are people that I worked with in the organization. And I'm like, well, I'm sleeping with the enemy. Right? Like, how do I get this story out? So anyways, from that connection with him, it started to really hit it off. But I would tell everybody that he was a door salesman. Really crazy jobs, because I didn't want them to actually find out what he did, because then it would turn into a thing to the point that I had to disclose it to the VP of the company. This
is not Ron. This is number 2.
No, this is my husband.
Whoa.
So a big running joke.
Okay. But you skipped on because he was third's the charm.
Yeah.
He was after the vampire.
Oh, there was this guy. I don't even know his name. Oh, actually, he was number.
Even if you did, I don't think you should say it.
Yeah, maybe don't. He was number 4. Ronnie was number 4, but there was another guy. There's 2 of them. One guy showed up, told me that he was like super tall and he had this whole look, and he showed up and he was probably up to my elbow. Like he was like a little. Not my type of person. So I felt as though he wasn't upfront, and he was like gangster. He was too gangster for my liking.
Gangster.
Whoa, that's
I know it's weird. I know I say that it's secret, but I don't dress gangster. It's behind, and sometimes it comes out.
He likes East Coast rap, you like West Coast.
Yeah, it was like the Cribs, right? The Bloods and the Cribs, right? So it just Cribs, right? Said it wrong. Sorry, that's how gangster I am.
Look at anyway, he's having through a bottle of tequila.
I was letting it go.
So, anyways, so that
good.
one, and then there was this one other person. He was just too much. Like we went for a walk down by the lake shore in Toronto, and then he took off his coat and draped it over my shoulders, and it was like very like
chivalrous.
Too much. It was kind of like creepy. Like, and maybe some girls love it. And then
I think it's all a feeling, though. I think if
I
was
wasn't feeling
the right connection.
And I'm like, you like me too much on the first date.
You should have kicked sand in your face.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
isn't gonna work. So, anyways, and then
I think
Ronnie
if you
came
were
along.
feeling him, you would have been okay with it.
Yeah,
There
maybe.
just wasn't a connection.
There wasn't.
Because
And
chivalry's good.
yeah.
And you agree with that,
Oh,
I'm
totally.
sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Come on.
Right? That's the only way to go. But I don't like the take your coat off and drape it over my shoulders like we're in 1950s. I don't know. That's not my thing.
Well,
Do you like that?
Yeah.
If someone like
Candace would want him to put it over a puddle if she had to jump over a curb. Get that go.
Okay.
This is expensive,
I like
Candace.
class. I like class, but I don't know. I felt like it was just a little, you're trying too hard.
I think the whole thing with what you're saying, not to move too far off of the topic of online dating, but just dating or people or friendships or connections of any kind in general, whether it be work or wherever, I think a lot of it does boil down to a feeling. Because I think if you had an attraction to that individual and he draped a coat over you and then powdered your nose.
I might have thought, wow, what a gentleman. I was just like, oh.
Tech issues, something unplugged over here. A light came off.
Where?
Right behind you.
Oh.
I noticed it right away.
Oh, well, we're on fire. We're doing our thing. We're doing our job here. So I think that those are the interesting stories. But one thing I want to call out, and this is like, is that when I started online dating, it was just a new phenomenon, right? Like it wasn't something that people were doing. Like I had a brutal breakup and one of my girlfriends said to me, she's like, just try it once. Just sit on your couch and you're going to feel like $1 million and just date from your living room. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. And then that's how it brought me to my husband and whatever.
How many years ago was that about?
I would say like almost 20. I've been married for 14.
Has it really? It's been like that long, I guess, that it's been a thing.
So, but I want to call out one thing. So I have like younger sisters and I've witnessed, and you have friends and stuff, and witnessed things as it's evolved. And what I see online dating is now, it is a little bit concerning. Okay. And I'll say this. So I have a second book coming. I started writing about it. This whole online dating piece, this is an example of what we were in Niagara Falls, and we witnessed a Bumble date unfold right in front of our eyes, right? So...
okay, go on. I got something.
Oh, do you? I was like, what is happening? One, I'm old because I don't understand what's happening here.
Because they're not real dates.
They're not. So they show up...
They're like hookups.
Yes!
Which is different.
They show up together... And he basically ignores her the whole time. And he's hanging out with our friends. And I'm like, what is happening? He's like, yeah, I'm here on a Bumble date. I go, well, when did you meet her? Oh, today. I'm like, oh, okay. So what is going on there? Like, how is this working? He's like, yeah, I'll just go home with her. And I'm like, what is happening here? There's zero connection. And what's even worse is that she was taking pictures on Insta. Like, I'm like, this is crazy to me that she's having the best time. He's, totally ignoring her, real life, ignoring her, being a complete jerk.
He's there for one reason only.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like click, 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 click. And I'm like, what a false narrative. So the lesson of the story is everything that you see on Instagram or social media is you need to have discernment because it may not be real. Because that whole situation, if you were looking at her thing, you would think, oh my God, she's on the best date ever. But this guy was totally ignoring her and was actually hitting on my friends on a date.
So I
multitasking.
True. It's like, make it fast.
Well, I, again, don't know much about online dating, but I see Brett has pulled up statistics. I
numbers.
pulled
up a list of the specific, hyper specific. Jesus, this tequila.
Oh my God, I told you. The bottle's half empty.
Hyper Pacific.
The wickedly talented Dazine.
They are so specific now. Well, first of all, the actual profile itself is very specific in that you're building like a video game character, I feel, where it's like, I want a blonde one.
Yeah.
I want them to make this much money. You can have just quit smoking, or you could be working on quitting smoking.
Yeah,
I'm fine with either of those.
It's so crazy with all of it. It's crazy.
You can be very, 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 very specific. And then outside of that, you can be very specific in the app that you're using, right?
Yeah.
So I just pulled up a list of these are the most common ones in alphabetical order. Right. So, yeah. And some are defunct. Ashley Madison is no longer.
We know why.
Why?
Well, isn't it just because it kind of got exposed?
Yeah. Anonymous took it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's like obvious ones, like Adam for Adam is pretty obvious in the title. I didn't know Bumble I've heard of it before, but when you looking at it here, it's where the woman puts out the first message.
And it's your radius. Like it's crazy. My sister was showing me, it's like, yeah, check out Bumble. Let's see who's around.
So I have friends that have done Bumble, and my favorite thing is having possession of their phone to do the swipe left and right and make decisions based on physical appearance only, really. It's very shallow.
Very shallow. It's very
it filled
concerning.
my soul. So I don't know.
Coffee meets bagel sounds cute.
What happened?
An app providing daily curated matches based on your Facebook connection. So it's somehow connected to your Facebook. Date My School. I don't know.
Yeah.
The whole thing
eHarmony is still there.
I want to bring up a point is I think the evolution of dating is kind of interesting because historically it was like, okay, some families were almost pre-set up, right? Many times historically families would set up their kids. Almost pre-arranged marriages were quite common. And then it was like, okay, now you go out, you venture out, you do this on your own in person, and you kind of present who you are. And when communities were smaller, it was like, oh, your neighbor, or like families, new families, because you were geographically close. And then as the world kind of, we spread out and online became a thing, and all these things happen. As you mentioned, Kristina, you date. Online dating was a different ball game than it is today.
100%.
Today, and I got caught in this, as I was saying, we were chatting online, and I had briefly mentioned this. I hadn't spoken to a friend in quite some time, and he and I were always great friends, and I said, hey, let's hook up. And he like literally stuttered and was like, and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you? And I realized that the term hook up is no longer what I thought it was, which was get together, hang out, catch up. Hook up actually meant to hook up, physically hook up.
Try saying that at work. Hey guys, let's hook up. And I had people pull me aside and say, Kristina, do you know what that means? I'm like, oh, yeah.
You got to put it in the pouch beside powwow now.
Yeah, we got to put that away. We may still say stuff every once in a while, so
I could hear something.
Well,
that's just me, I guess.
There's the analog method isn't really dead per se, because this woman tried to do something a little bit unique, which I don't think it worked, but you never know.
Your name? Single and available? Single and available? Yes, single and available. Will I have your drink ready? You're single and available? That's me. That's me. I'm single and available. I'm single and available if anybody wants to know.
Oh, man.
That's pretty funny.
That's really putting yourself out there. Notice how no one's looking.
Oh,
enjoy your lunch.
Because they're dying of secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed how it's the older gentlemen that just say, hey.
Thank you.
The younger is like, yeah, whatever.
I will. Okay. I'm single and available, though. All right.
That guy's like, I don't see you.
Yeah.
I think that might fall under the category of
this is not real.
She seems a little too she's performing
scripted.
too much.
Yeah.
And usually videos like this where something really cringy is happening, somebody else is filming it. You're not filming it perfectly yourself.
Right.
And framing everything
agreed.
pretty perfectly.
It's scripted 100%.
Yeah.
So that was appropriate for that one for sure. Do you think that the concept of online dating though does weed out the BS? Because if you're on Bumble, and we know that that's what it's all about, is hooking up, quote unquote. Do you think you're both there for the same thing?
I think there's different platforms for different things. This is what I understand. I think, you have to be very clear about what your intentions are. If it is just to quotation hook up, there are certain sites that are the best for that. And then, it's not a relationship thing. The problem is when people are kind of like wanting a relationship and then they end up bumping into someone who just wants to do the hookup, that could be a clash. However, if you get two people that are really into wanting to get to know someone, it's a great opportunity to get to know someone before you get to the point of physically interacting, right? Like I felt as though when I did it, but it was 20 years ago, it was backwards for me. It was really like, oh my God, okay. And then you're talking to this person. And then I remember when Ron and I went to go and see each other, I felt like it was so weird. Like that was like a big production but because it was 3 months in, it wasn't like in the beginning.
You met your partners both online, but if you kind of take your own experience out of it and you had to pick online or in person meeting someone, if you like try to take your own experience out of it, what would your preference be?
I like the in person, but I'm okay with.
Oh
people.
no, it's not to say you're not okay with doing
No. What I'm saying is that I'm an extrovert, so it's easy for me to kind of do that and kind of start a conversation and whatever. I enjoy that, but I can see other people might not. It might be harder to do that. You know that awkward piece.
Yes.
You know that awkward piece of trying to like break the ice, like, hey.
And not knowing if they're single or not. That's the key. Like even in my specific circumstance, I had met Katie in real life or seen her in real life. I don't think I'd ever walk up to her and be like, "Hey, are you single? I'm actually thinking of going online. Maybe I might meet you on there, or not." Like,
but you're a more introvert kind of way, Brett.
So it probably assisted with that process
for sure.
What I think it also does is that it opens your world. Right? Like you're starting to see people that are outside of your area.
True.
Right? And that there could be a connection there and stuff like that. That I think is super cool.
I didn't do well with online clearly, and I gave up on the idea of online. So I would pick in person for sure. Although the other day I had a weird encounter with a man who went like this. Talk about weird. He went, I was with my kids coming out of the grocery store, and he went, whoa, damn. And I went, oh, dear Lord. Boys, this is what not to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't do,
honey.
That didn't work? Did he have a wedding ring?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't
look. I was
so
just
petrified.
add the extra
I was
little.
petrified.
Yeah.
I was like,
You're like, ew, please.
get online, boy.
Damn what?
Get on Bumble, boy.
Get on Bumble. Well, if you don't actually want to use the app specifically, you can always take the online approach of just putting yourself out there on non-dating apps.
Oh.
Hey, how are you?
Casting a wide net, if you will.
Oh, me, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Listen, there's a lot I have to say.
He licked his lips.
He wants to show you how he would talk to you if you were dating
him.
him.
Good.
His English is not that good. It's great.
Oh, I think. Oh, look, he's
Englishing
with those lips.
It's less about what he says and more.
I couldn't help but to acknowledge the fact that you are absolutely beautiful.
Oh, is he gonna cry?
Do the lips. Yeah, there we go. Cue the lips.
It's less about what he's saying, and he wants you to look at his features and his face.
Oh, you love that.
Yeah.
Well, my number is 44428.
This is not.
No.
I want to believe it's not real as well.
We should call that number.
The thing is he's actually like a cute looking guy, like kid. So there's no way that he needs to be meeting people like that.
That's not him.
It's TikTok.
It's a creepy old man.
He also is taking the wrong approach if he's looking to get with you, Candace, because
it's a low angle.
This is one of his tactics.
Oh.
Damn, you stink.
What?
You stink.
Oh, what's this guy's
baby, you stink.
Come on. He's got a thing.
That's the reason I like you. Because you got your own smell.
Stop.
Let me smell it again. Come here.
Oh my God. Funny.
Lovely.
Oh, so bad.
The way not to get into Candace's heart is telling her that she smells in any way.
I told you.
Lovely.
I'm all about that smell.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I think it's working because he's proved it here in this interaction.
Is this the same guy?
He had, he's got a whole a whole lane that he goes down. This is why I have a hard time. I want to believe he knows what he's doing and he's trolling everybody.
He's
but
definitely
sometimes
trolling.
they go off the deep end and you're like, I think you believe this.
Nah, let's see.
He's famous online for this as well.
Of course he is. This is our society.
This is Enoch. Enoch James, I think.
Kind of boring.
But he just runs into somebody in this store here.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Listen, I got a big day tonight.
Okay.
Do you mind giving me an opinion?
Of course.
What is it with the lips, man?
It looks great on you.
You don't like that?
You sure?
Yeah.
Nah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Oh, wait, one more thing.
Yeah.
Will you be my date tonight?
He almost laughed, so there's
Yeah,
no way.
of course.
Okay.
He's gonna lick his lips again in 3,
Let me go
2,
check out.
Yeah.
and then I'll be
1,
back to
and here it goes
tell you the
right
details.
now.
He's gonna close it.
He's doing his. Oh, no,
he
you
did
stopped
it.
it.
No, that's
He
the
was
end.
going, really?
He stopped it.
Yeah. He got what he wanted.
It's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
He definitely knows what he's doing.
That's like the old school approach, I guess.
He knows what he's doing. It's performance art. I'm hoping to believe. I like this guy's approach, though.
Okay.
I think he's
Oh yeah.
he's putting
he
it out
looks
there.
like the vampire that showed up.
He's putting it out there for
Yeah.
you. He's honest.
Greetings, milady. I couldn't help but notice that we're the only single people here, and it's almost midnight. Perhaps you'll join me for a glass of bubbly, and should the mood strike, a midnight kiss.
Oh my god.
This is not real.
I think that one's real.
I think so
That
too.
one's real.
Guys, I feel
But you know what?
bad.
He's being honest. He's being open, and I think that's a better approach than Edoc licking your lips.
I'll tell
constantly.
you, there's
Enoch
going to be
is
some
performing.
girls there that are going to be like, he's kind of nerdy cute.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to be into the Mountain
Yeah.
Dew and
Yeah, like,
top hat.
yeah.
The
You'd be
those
like, oh, he's
shaded
funny.
glasses.
Late night Mountain Dew bubbly
Yeah.
and a kiss. It's almost midnight.
You know what? I'm kind of into it actually.
Yeah.
Now that we're discussing it like that.
Oh my god, the tequila.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I'm like,
All right. So, in closing, online dating, is it a success, Kristina?
Well,
Obviously, in your case.
yeah, and I know many people that got married through online dating. But what I will say, that was a while ago. Just be mindful of what you're going into and what your intentions are, right? And that you're on the right site.
Yeah,
It does work. It does work though.
And fill out your video game character's profile perfectly.
Perfect. Don't surprise anyone. Like, don't say any fake
Like the
truths.
fake name?
Especially if the guy you were talking about had to tell you he was tall. To me, that should have been in the profile
Right.
already.
Like,
why are you
you're
saying
a liar. You're like super.
Do tall guys say they're tall either?
Well, I think there's a description. There was a whole description of how you're supposed to show, and you show a picture.
It's hard to tell how tall someone is online.
Maybe the learning is get them to take a picture beside a tree or something so you can see.
Yeah, you need scale, obviously.
Okay, those are my thoughts. Just make sure you're set with your intention.
Brett, online dating, come on.
Well, it worked for me, so I'm pro. But I used it just for that short window and had success with it. So I didn't get any of the creepy stories.
Playas.
The few misconnections were because it's just chatting back and forth, and I don't know if the one I did the girl had to do first. I forget. I don't remember the ins and outs of it, but I did talk to somebody, and there was at one point there was a tornado in the area where she lived, and I was like, "Holy shit, a tornado! That's crazy!" And she said, "Do you swear like that all the time?" And I said, "Or do you swear this much all the time?" And I said, "No. Usually I swear a lot more."
Yeah.
I was actually keeping it really tame. So that was my first kind of mismatch, and I went, "Oh, this is easy."
Yeah,
I could tell right away that this won't work.
Yeah. And then you go block. Or you don't get a smile.
Guys don't need the block.
Yeah.
The girls will do that for you. Yeah. They'll just take off.
It never worked for me, so I have my own bias, but I am always happy to know however it works for other people. And I do think the interesting part is if you go on there being honest about your own self, that clearly for the two of you, you get in return something positive. And I guess much like real life, you still have to give it a chance. Like you have to give it an opportunity to go through a vampire or two.
Yeah. A vampire or two, or like a half gangster or whatever.
Half-gangster.
Or like the knight in shining armor with the
Who you found?
No, I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about the other
Yeah,
guy.
but your husband is the real.
Well, I found my husband, which is amazing. Really great guy. But
He better not be putting a coat on those shoulders.
Yeah, it's different now. Now I'm lucky if I get a blanket. No, but seriously, I think that the more you can have real intention and discernment, the better it will be. Trust, right? But there is players out there, have discernment. Like, don't just jump into it because you're super attractive to the picture. Actually take time to get to know the person.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again,
Jump in, try it out. Whatever. Life's short.
Well, it's
Come
only
on.
a dinner, right?
Tequila
And if
is
he's going to
talking.
pay or, like, yeah.
I didn't even do the dinner. I did the gin drink, and I was gone.
Coffee was always a good one. Coffee was short and brief, and then you really could see if there was like a reason to take it to the next level. Or a walk was good too.
A walk.
Walk was good. Walk and talk.
A walk and a talk.
Yeah, walk talk.
Like it.
Yeah, walk and talk. Anyways,
guys.
tips and tricks for you guys.
I like this. And I hope that everybody has success if they're venturing into online dating or any dating for that matter.
Yes.
So the message is keep it real.
Keep it real.
Keep it real.
And don't be that girl on the Bumble date posting fake photos so you're having a great date.
Or do that because maybe she was having a great date.
Yeah.
I say post them.
Yeah. No, tell him to take a hike or her to take a hike if they're not being nice. Anyways, yes, all for online dating.
All right. The general consensus is that it works and is successful. So you can find us at modernmatterspodcast.com, where you can find each and every link and episode, and give us a comment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us know. Did you try online dating? Did it work?
Or if you have success stories where you've been married for X number of years, we want to hear it.
Yes, let us know. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Brett, you should do an online dating account right now. And
I think you should bring tequila, your own bottle, to every episode.
Do like a false person. Be like someone else. Make a fake account.
Catfish. I think that's awful.
Yeah, that is bad.
There's a lot of that.
Shady freaking business, man. I don't like it.
Just call himself Tequila Brett.
Yeah.
And just see what.
Just call me Jose.